Hello. I hope you're doing well today. It is your long-lost spirit animal, Jaeger, and today I want to take you guys through what I have come to find to be one of the strongest builds I've ever put together at meta level 125, okay? But before we get into it, I really do recommend that you watch the entirety of this video. The last the last invasion of this video is crazy, okay? So, if you can put up with the generational yap sesh we're about to go on, which I've never had a yap sesh before, hopefully you guys enjoy this breathtaking content, I do recommend that you stick around. So anyway, strength with a tad of faith, okay? I've always known that faith is trying to become, like, it's always been like the strongest invasion build or very close to it, okay? There's really no going wrong with it due to things such as like just fantastic damage with stuff like Sacred Blade and some buffs. You also have your defensive buffs, which have been nerfed quite a bit over time, but they're still very good. You have your HP regen spells that are stronger than Bestial Vitality. You have all of that good stuff, as well as the least broken thing to come from the DLC. Heal from afar, you know, the thing that was perfectly fine. Actually, I shouldn't say that. Projectile was not perfectly fine. It had to be nerfed quite hard to become fine. But anyway, yeah, Projectile's like 10 times worse. Anyway, I did not realize how good a strength character that just happens to run around 25 to 30 faith is. Okay, the reason why is because we're pretty much just running the good stuff from a strength character, and then all of the things that a little splash of faith is going to give us access to. It gives us access to the majority of those aforementioned buffs that I was talking about. I have it spec'd to 25 faith on this character, so I can just throw on the Heirloom Talisman and get to 30 to cast that Black Flame Protection, for example. But there's that. And then there is the 50 strength that we have. As you can see from my absolutely horrendous drip for today, you might be wondering, Jaeger, where's Antebellum? Where's your normal drip? We don't know who this masked man is. This person that is running this disgusting sword build, okay? We don't know who's behind the mask. As a matter of fact, Antebellum is taking today off. She saw the sight of this character and immediately became sick with Stage 5 Elden wrong, so have her in your prayers. We don't know how she's gonna deal with that. So anyway, yeah, there's a lot of really powerful stuff, okay? Obviously, we're starting with duels, right? I like dueling, but we will eventually get into the invasions, and I really do think that this has a very real argument to be numero uno at this level. Now, the reason why is because you have all of the diversity of a strength character, and then there are just a select few weapons, actually quite a few for that matter, that are so ludicrously good that are strength weapons but have some faith tied into their requirements. So, the main thing that we're running for today is the Sword of Light and Dark. These have 24 faith as their requirement, but they mainly scale with strength. And these are straight up just the best straight swords in the game for power stancing. Okay, if you're not looking at the Ashes of War, right? They do the most damage. And they're also tied for the longest. Typical Elden Ring moment when it comes to in-class balance. Of course, the thing that does the most damage is also going to be tied for the longest. It only makes sense. It only makes sense if you're one of the immaculate balance designers for this game. But yeah, Strength Faith gets access to the strongest power stance straight sword setup. Now, us running the Sword of Light in our offhand is not by mistake. If we use the Ash of War to buff our holy damage, we can swap to some of our other holy damage stuff in the main hand and keep that buff, which is quite bueno, if I do say so myself. Okay, so yeah, absurd amounts of damage. It is very easy to outspace people and just bully people with your back swings and whatnot. Fantastic grouping of weapons, but that is not all, okay? The Strength Faith. We truly are Chads, okay? Like, it is so it has such good options for like everything. Okay, so we have great power stance setup. Ordovis. You've seen me swap to it a couple times already. The Ordovis Greatsword is ludicrous. Okay, not really so much for try-hard duels. I mean, you can land its Ash of War, but like, you know, it's more of like oh, got your nose type of moment in duels. It's not like actually like amazing, but where it does just become the craziest thing ever is in the Invasianos. Okay, and the reason why is because you gotta have a get off me tool, right? And the Ash of War has the most ludicrous amount of hyper armor. It hits a very good area in front of you, and it has residual hitboxes, so if they try rolling it and they don't roll it perfectly, they'll still get staggered by those follow-up hitboxes. Fantastic thing to swap to if it's like, oh, let me get these people off me real quick, you know, let me out-trade this mofo with the CGS. No, sir. We're not going to allow that, right? And as you can see on the screen, we're also using the Black Knight Twin Blade. This is the worst version of the Twin Blade moveset. If we were being optimal, we would run probably a Flaming Strike Twin Knight Twin Blade. But the reason that we're running this is that it can have Ashes of War on it, and it is a strength faith scaling weapon, right? But what we're doing unique is Phantom Slash, because if we go for Phantom Slash, the Phantom spawns frame 1, okay? No matter what, you're getting a visit from Ryan Gosling. You can summon Ryan Gosling at any time, okay? Which also, who will, by the way, be starring as Martin Luther King in an upcoming movie in 2027, just so you know. I think he fits the role quite well. But yeah, if you get hit stunned right as you start the animation, your hyper armor won't have kicked in yet, but the Phantom's going to come out anyway. And so you can bait somebody into hitting you, and then combo that 4-hit running R2 from the Phantom Slash. It's kind of ridiculous, okay? I don't go for it as much as I wish I had in this footage. I didn't go for it that much at all just because this main setup was so damn powerful. But it is a very strong gimmick, needless to say. Now, we are running quite a few different get-off-me tools while I'm thinking about it. We have the Ordovis, we have the Divania's Colossal weapon, right, from the DLC. It is a slower and probably significantly worse version of Ordovis's Ash of War, but Colossals are fan-fucking-tastic weapons nowadays, and sometimes all that extra hyper armor on top of what already was a move with a shit ton of hyper armor, and that extra damage and pancaking ability, sometimes you just have to get a whole building that is crumbling down on you. Sometimes you have to out-trade that, okay? It doesn't come up all the time, but sometimes it do happen, okay? So it's still a very welcome thing to have on the build, as well as just, you know, the crouch attacks being great, right? Now, I went for it right here in a duel because my balls, they drag on the ground, okay? But it did not work, sadly. But, yes, we are running that. We're also running the Zamor Curved Greatsword. One of the best get-off-me tools in the game. Frostbite on a build that does not get natural access to it is quite nice. And then we also have a couple weapons with Flaming Strike, which is also a very good way of getting people off of you, but it is lacking hyper armor, so, you know, you give, you take. You get the best frame data of an Ash of War in the whole game, and then Bon Voyage, that was a very nice play right there. Cheese, my dude. Yeah, as it turns out, Flaming Strike may not need hyper armor, debatably. Okay, but honestly, I'm kind of surprised it doesn't have hyper armor, considering all the shit that does. Like, I mean, think about Storm Dance. Oh my God, Storm Dance, Swords Dance. Swords Dance is as fast as it is, and it has hyper armor. Yeah, very nice. I know. But anyway, the chase down weapons we have the Kellogg's weapon right here. I don't know its actual name, but very long, heavy thrusting sword, bit of fire damage on it. Fire infuse it with that flaming strike, get some very tasty damage on it. And also, the biggest issue with power stance straight swords is not having a very good running attack. So having fast access to one that is way longer than everything else we're using is very nice. We're also using the Tree Sentinel Halberd as another rundown option. Okay, so with this helmet, I have 50 strength and 25 faith, okay? Would you like to know how much AR the Tree Sentinel Halberd has one-handed? 816. Oh my god. Okay? Thing hits like a freight train. It doesn't even matter that it has the less good version of the moveset. It doesn't have the poking R1. It doesn't matter. Its damage is so high that you can just running R1 someone to death. It is crazy. Crazy how much damage it does. Fantastic finishing weapon. Okay? So yeah, this build just has a little bit of everything you could possibly want for invasions. Great get off me tools, lots of damage, great Ashes of War, and a ton of variety. Because, like, I've been mentioning all the stuff that's unique to Strength Faith for the most part, right? I'm running 50 Strength. Most meta-level Strength characters go for 54 and call it quits. Your damage is negligibly... Wow, that's not how you say that. Our damage is borderline the exact same as... You know, say like a Flaming Strike Banished Knight Halberd, right? I wasn't running those types of, like, normal strength things on the build just because I was trying to make it more unique for the video. Sword Lance. Sword Lance. Run that shit heavy. Flaming Strike. You may or may not kill some people. You may or may not manage it, right? Just being absolutely ludicrous like that. Yeah, so pretty much with this stat spread, any good thing about a strength character is pretty much on this too, right? And strength builds just on their own are some of the best builds for these levels. And it's not necessarily because of having quite as many great gimmicks as Faith and Intelligence builds. Oh, speaking of great gimmicks, watch this. Wow, Madness? Phantom rolled it, and yep. And you know what? That Phantom sent me a clown emoji afterwards. Please, stop bouncing on my cock so much, okay? I am not about that. As a Strength Faith user, I am a bodybuilder for God, okay? So I need you to take that depravity somewhere else. Please and thank you. Yeah, but anyway... Like, you want a Great Shield? I mean, it's kind of not really worth it running Great Shields nowadays, considering the Brass Shield is pretty much a Great Shield with how much stability it has. But anyway, yeah, you can run those. You get amazing damage on Golem Arrows, right? Golem Great Bows, Golem Arrows. Fantastic damage on it. Beautiful amounts of damage. And there's also some weapons on this build that's available to this build that I didn't put on it. Like, for example... Malekith's Uggs. It's not a particularly great weapon, but it is going to have a really good Ash of War for hitting 3 people that won't get off you, right? I was going to put that on the build, but when I was creating the inventory, I just did not have the space for it, which is sad. But, yeah, if you guys want to experience what true... mighty power is, I would definitely give this a try. Although I will say this, with my stat spread, I think I have 30 endurance if I'm not mistaken. You will need to swap your armor a little bit to pull out a colossal sword or colossal weapon. What I do, I might have done it a couple times in the footage already, is go from the Beastman, whatever it's called, chest piece you see here, back to the Knight chest piece, which weighs a lot less, And we still keep 92 poise, which is not really a break point as far as I'm aware, but still a lot for, good hyper armor values. And then I'm able to medium roll with the Divania's hammer, right? So definitely recommend carrying a little bit less heavy armor based on what you're wearing, right? But yeah, dudes, with that being considered, I will say this. The strength of this build did go to my head a little bit. I did start playing like an absolute loon at times. There are some deaths that I had while recording this that were a teensy bit embarrassing. By which I mean to say, I didn't lose a single time because I cut out all of the bad losses. So that's right. Just like the beta male build from a year ago, this build has a 100% win rate. If you see any losses in this video, those are AI generated, okay? Don't believe the AI Bill Clinton footage that's out there, okay? It's fake, right? So, yeah, man. And you know what? I want to say this. Because anytime I see this stupid-ass headpiece or the Curse Blade or, God forbid, the Divine Beast headpieces, what were they thinking with the DLC? Before we got the best headpieces in the entire game, bar none, we already accepted that all of the stats that are given by certain helmets and chest pieces was not good for the game, right? And now we have headpieces that are giving 5 stats, 6, 7, 8 stats. Holy shit. Saying that, it might be... There might have never been a better time to run an arcane build with a Ripple Sleep Halberd. Because all of these helmets pretty much have the downside of lowering your focus quite a bit. Hey, if you're trying to be a jungle hybrid, this might be the time to do it. This is anarchy that we're living in, right? Now, speaking of anarchy, I have decided to take the Janini approach to this invasion. You see, my problem when it comes to dying too much and making bad decisions is that I'm a man of action, okay? I'm the action man. I'm the pleasure man. Any goth baddies watching this, please hit me up at my America Online, please and thank you. But anyway, I tend to make pretty bad decisions due to wanting the fight to be action-packed and aggressive and stuff like that. And it really is a great irony in this game that unless you are horrendously out-damaging or out-skilling your opponents, the optimal play for a game mechanic called invading is to run away the majority of the time. That's crazy! That goes to show you how questionable the game mechanics behind invasions might be. When it's called invading, and you invade someone's world, to run for the majority of it. My brother in Christ, what is that all about? Okay? And, once again, I should say this too, the bad decisions you see sometimes made in this video, those actually weren't me. Because like I said, we don't know who's under the mask. Whoever it is just sometimes makes very interesting plays. They make particularly monkey plays for monkey people, and I don't know what that's all about. So hopefully one day they reveal their identity. I don't know who it could be. But yeah, thankfully, we were getting a lot of prayer room activity tonight. And the prayer room, even after the DLC, is the most goated area in this entire game, okay? I thought that Shadow Keep was going to be the GOAT once it came out, because it's, crazy big, there's all this stuff. Oh, by the way, yeah. Yup. No amount of build OP-ness, emphasis on penis, is going to overcome when there's 3 consort Radons. 1 is too many. What am I supposed to do about this? I meant, what is the protagonist of this video supposed to be doing about this? Because it's not me playing, okay? I don't know what I'm supposed to do when I'm staring down 3 Star Scourge Radons, okay? I might have taught Gino Machino everything he knows, right? But I don't know how I'd fight that, okay? I don't know how I would muster a win in that situation. But wow, maybe I shouldn't have been yapping that hard. I just lost my train of thought so fucking hard. Jesus Christ. Yeah, right here, perfect example of when Devanya's hammer is amazing. When people just mash into you. You know, sometimes weapons aren't very good if your opponent just reaction rolls. There's quite a few weapons like that. Sometimes people don't use their eyes. Sometimes they choose to just click buttons for infinitum. And in situations like those, you'll be glad that you had a golden anvil on a hammer, okay? This thing is a thing of beauty when people think they're going to outmash you. And that's really important for invasions, right? Is being able to outmash people. You have to have good damage, good hyper armor, good AoE, good everything. No, I'm joking. You don't have to have all that, but it's very helpful though. Being able to just mash through anything that anyone does. Like this guy right here. He's used to mashing with his greatsword. No, sir. I have an anvil on a stick, and it has your name written on it. No more. Oh my god, that damage. Not even that damage. What is that HP? There's no way that we are this far into Elden Ring's life cycle. And people are still out here running 1K. Bro, you gotta get those numbers up, okay? But, yeah, anyway, I was talking about the keep, right? It just all looks the same, and the Fire Knights are honestly so horrendously designed. Like, I can't be the only one, right? You have to stagger them with every single attack, or they're just the worst thing on planet Earth. Like, never stop attacking, perfect roll catches on everything, fucking Fire Serpent being the worst thing of all time, literally something that has perfect tracking on you, and you cannot run sideways. Like, you have to roll it over and over, right? Like just because you can make an enemy that difficult doesn't mean you should, you know? Like, I believe that you have to be running a heavy weapon that can stun them in one hit for it to be even, like, remotely okay. Like, one of my first playthroughs of the DLC, I was playing with perfumes. Perfumes! And I wasn't using the Rolling Sparks one shot. I hadn't found the Ash of War. Do you want to know what it was like fighting Fire Knights? Yeah. Whatever you're thinking in your head, it probably is worse than that. Oh my god, was it bad. Okay, so, yeah, the Haligtree stays the GOAT. Revenants and Cleanrot Knights are the worst thing you have to fight here, and they are nothing in comparison to how annoying the Fire Knights are, in my opinion. So, anyway, Haligtree makes me happy. Bro, I actually need to go get some, like, fucking meds. I need to OD on some ibuprofen. I am actually, like, off my rocker right now. See, what it is I have a wisdom tooth coming in, and I also have a sore throat, and I've also got a cough, and I have a tweak in my back right now from trying to catch a ladder at work, and I also have a twinge in my right ass cheek, okay? I know, TMI, I'm sorry. But you came here for the yap sesh, what can I say? Yeah, I feel like a grandpa with, like, eczema walking around right now. Like, we're not living the high life as of the moment. And it's not helped either by the fact that I'm farmer maxing, okay? When I stream next, you guys will see it. I'm wearing a flannel. I cut my hair real short. My hair's been... I've been hobo maxing for a long time now, and now I'm farmer maxing, okay? And that's why I cut my hair and I'm farmer maxing right now, because what are farmers in the South? That's right. Strength faith builds. It all comes full circle. Every last ounce of it. We're gonna go out there and we're gonna kick some ass and then we're gonna pray to Jesus. Yee! You know, like we're so strong and we're so holy, okay? And speaking of holes, look, these guys have fought Janini one too many times. Look, they get hit by 2 golem arrows. Watch their decision making. So I farm all of these golem arrows. I have every single golem arrow on this character I have farmed by myself. I shoot 2 of them bitches, and people immediately throw themselves off a cliff. I can't, bro. I literally have spent months doing this, and they take it away from me. I can't with this game anymore, bro. Like, absolutely ridiculous. Now, we do have a pretty interesting place to get an invasion right here. We get the river well, right? And we have Kevin and Stilovsky. Everybody say hello to Kevin and Stilovsky. Very nice, very nice. But this area right here, it's like, you know, you get invasions here pretty commonly for some reason, based on like the time of day. This is like so close to a good area for invasions, but what really ruins it is honestly probably the placement of the Mimic tier boss fight. Before it, right, you have one somewhat decent enemy in the Nox Flowing Curve Sword Lady. Jaegertron getting cooked right there. Just kidding, it's not actually me. But then also when it comes to this area, you get boss fogged at the gargoyles so much, like all of the time. It's truly ludicrous how often it happens. Sorry, I had to cut the recording for just a moment. I had maybe the worst burp I've ever had while recording one of these videos. Like I said, I don't really ever burp until I have to record a video. It's actually crazy. Like, I'm just yapping about the area, and I just let out like a 5-second screamer, okay? I couldn't leave that in the video. I'm sorry, I could not leave that in. That was bad. But yeah, I'll be honest with you guys. I don't normally make characters that are this strong and are using all of my items, right? Like, it's actually crazy how big of a difference it makes. Like, normally when I'm doing this, like, I'm just strutting around, you know? I'm just strutting around in my based armor, right? And, you know, doing somewhat decent damage, but not that great of damage, and not tanking hits worth a damn. Looking like a mongoloid might be a good base for this game, and running enough buffs to make a pro bodybuilder feel ashamed of himself, you know? Now, speaking of being ashamed, here we have a collection of invasions for what will make up the final invasion of this video, okay? This is our host. Say hello to him. Yeah, they're running 2v2s in this area, and they're both quite decent players, okay? We died to them, unfortunately, quite a bit. They are on the call, and they are coordinating their frame trapping pretty much perfectly. But the issue that I have with whoever these gamers are is that they a time or two turned off the Taunter's Tongue, which is... I don't care who does it. That is insanely cringe. I do not like that, okay? But I'm gonna try and, okay, for example, the dude bro that you guys are gonna hear the voice of in the final bit, He invaded after I did, okay? They blocked me, eventually. I guess us beating them one time out of like 10 times upset them. They blocked me after I died in one invasion, and then he hid in the world, my buddy, and they turned off the Taunter's Tongue and hunted him for 30 minutes. Okay? So while these invasions here are hard but fine, their true colors showed in footage I did not record for this video. Okay, it was after that. But anyway, dealing with stuff like this is quite difficult, okay? Because PSGS, long time Noob Slayer setup. I mean, it's better than a Noob Slayer setup, but I mean, you know, if you panic roll, it's going to eat you alive. But PSGS, Halberd, Great Katana, stuff like that, these are all weapons that are so insanely hard to get away from when you have multiple people chasing you down. Because as it turns out, landing your crouch L1s with PSGS is not that hard when your opponent's in hit stun from someone with a better running attack hitting them, or them just panic rolling. Any one of these things. It makes the setup infinitely easier. And then he pulls out the what's it called? Golem halberd? Yeah, Golem. Yeah, he pulls this thing out. And this is particularly bad, okay? He's running the apex of hyper armor. I will not be able to turn around and turn and burn hardly ever. And the other guy is running Swords Dance G-Cat. Once again, G-Cat, amazing running attack. Very difficult to get away from once someone's got going, okay? So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to the in-game audio of me and my bro talking. So, with that being said, I hope you guys have enjoyed the Yap Sesh, and I will see you guys later. Peace.
Oh, come on. Don't do this to me. I'm in. I'm in. I'm on my way.
That was a very good play, and I absolutely love the skill of my opponents. GG's.
Are you dead?
About to be.
I'm on my way.
Alright, I'm alive at the second site.
Oh, you just left me.
Oh my god!
Bro, it was like instant blender. They immediately turned around and fucking blendered me to death.
Yeah, I'm dead.
Fucking insane.
They're definitely someone's alt. No one names themselves L as fuck without being an alt. Where are you?
I red-fingered away because I spawned like literally right on top of them.
Okay, I'm in.
So, I'm gonna rearrange some talismans real quick as soon as I load back in. Hold on. Are they below? Yeah.
They're both on me.
Alright, I got this guy.
He's on you. Second guy's coming. 5 seconds. He ran to you right as I healed.
Oh, fuck you. I got a backstab on this guy. Keep that other dude busy. I got this. Fuck it. He's coming. He's coming.
Thank you. Oh, I'm out of stam.
You
Healing.
fucking... Throwing shit is insane. And they're latent.
Alright, on the G-Cat. On you now. I'll take the host. Oh no, they both want me.
No, no, it's fine. It's fine. Go after the Phantom.
Okay.
Where are you going, bitch? Watch out! Watch out! Watch out! Watch
Got
out!
him!
Watch
Got him!
out.
Got him! Got the host. Get the host.
Oh, he's dead. He's trapped down here. I don't know why he would do this.
Sorry.
It's fine. Hit him. I got plenty.
Run, 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 run.
Not
Yeah!
today, bitch!
Let's go!